Hickory dealer presents the nationally syndicated columnist of the New York Daily News, Ed Sullivan, and his toast of the town.
But now I want to tell you about the Beatrice Lillie story, the comedy highlights of the Beatrice Lillie story which you're about to see. And if I could adjust the life story of Beatrice Lillie to her career as the #1 comedian of the international stage, I'd tell you she was born in a Canadian cabbage patch with leprechauns dancing attendance. Actually, she was born in Toronto. The leprechauns might have been there at that because her father came from County Down, Ireland, and her mother was an English concert star. From the night she made her Broadway debut in 1924 in Andre Charlot's Revue with Jack Buchanan and Gertrude Lawrence, her career as a star spells out a message to all performers. In 28 years as a headliner, Bea Lillie never has resorted to off-color material to win a laugh. For entertaining the combat troops and the wounded during World War II, she was decorated by General Montgomery for England, by General de Gaulle for France, by General DeVoe of Halloran Hospital for the United States. And I'm quite sure that you mothers realize that when she accepted that decoration from General Montgomery, she was accepting it in memory of her son, Sir Robert Peel, killed in action as a seaman in the Royal Navy. Andre Charlot, she tells me, played the greatest part in her career. But there are others, writers of the caliber of George Bernard Shaw, Noel Coward, Moss Hart, Dick Rogers and Larry Hart, Ivor Novello, Robert McGonigal, Vincent Youmans, and of course Howard Dietz and Arthur Schwartz supplied material which he's translated into just carloads of laughs over a quarter of a century. Ladies and gentlemen, the #1 comedian of the stage, Miss Beatrice Lillie. So let's hear her. See, you know, we've had a lot of thrills on the stage, great stars, but this tonight I think is the greatest, to have you here in your life story and about to perform in it. This is really wonderful.
What, tonight? My life story?
Tonight, of
course. Are you mad?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't.
Well, Bea, this is very, very awkward. It's tonight. You must have seen the advertisement.
Advertisement?
I'm sorry. You saw the ad. It's going to be a delightful evening. You saw the ads. The Beatrice Lillie story and Lincoln Mercury's.
Oh, I love your commercials. I wish I could stay to see them.
Oh.
I must stay, but I can't because I've got to go.
What do you mean?
Opening night.
Where?
Hamlet.
Go tomorrow night.
Might be off then.
Oh.
Can't tell.
You mean you're going to skip away now?
Yes, I'm going to skip away now, so I tout à l'heure.
That's absolutely incredible. My word about it. She'll come back some other night, and she'll see the commercials then. How do you like that? Well, we can all sympathize with Hamlet tonight, if she's going to be in the audience. He'll really have a legit reason for being a melancholy dame. Right now, let's see, it's a little after 8. Poor Hamlet is probably in his dressing room rehearsing his lines, unaware that there's going to be murder in the orchestra streets. The part of Hamlet is being played for us tonight by the great star who created it 16 years ago, Reginald Gardiner. We find him in his dressing room. Music. Curtains.
Does Sir Laurence Olivier realize that New York has been waiting 3 years to see his Hamlet? And they're waiting too at the Old Vic? The Old Vic is waiting to hear.
Blast the Old Vic! Blast the Old Vic! I'm very sorry, J.B. I'm afraid I can't go on. I can't face them. I'm sorry.
Briggs, the smelling salts, quickly.
Good God, Briggs, what are you supposed to be doing? You know perfectly well that I never take smelling salts unless I play Chekhov. Now I shall think of the cherry orchard all evening, ye gods.
Please, listen to me.
Just a moment, J.B. Briggs, what did I use before each performance in London of Hamlet?
Beecham's liver pills, sir.
And what did I use before each performance of The Seagull?
Guinness's stout, sir.
And before Romeo and Juliet?
You took a mild sedative in the morning, sir.
Very well.
Then give Sir Lawrence his Beecham's. He's doing Hamlet tonight.
Just a moment, J.B., just a moment, Briggs. New York shall never see my Hamlet. I can't face them. I'm muffing it. Oh, yes, J.B., I'm muffing it. I know about these opening nights in New York. They're rude and vulgar. They're without taste. They chatter and talk and chatter and talk and chatter and talk. They're without manners. They're utter bores.
Who told you that?
Oscar Hammerstein.
Who's he?
I don't know. He was asleep on my makeup table when I came in. I'm very sorry. I'm not going on tonight. You can return the money.
Very well, Sir Lawrence. But there'll be no need to return the money. We'll get John Gielgud. I believe he's up in the lines, and I believe your costume will fit him. Good night, Sir Lawrence.
Just a moment, J.B. For some extraordinary reason, I suddenly feel miraculously better. Up in the lines, you say?
Yes, Sir Lawrence.
Very well, I will go on. But I warn you, if they so much as rustle a program and I begin to be or not to be, that is the question. I will tear off this jerkin, tear it to shreds, and stuff it down the gullet of George G. Nathan. Tell me, by the way, where's he sitting in case I want to do it?
Row E, 2 and 4.
Good.
Curtain going up, Sir Lawrence.
Thank you, dear boy. Well, J.B., the Old Vic, Eton and Harrow, Rebecca West, Somerset Maugham, the King, England, Beecham, Sir Thomas, Briggs, my Beecham's. Thank you. John Gielgud. Oh!
Who's there?
Hey, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo,
He.
you come most carefully upon your hour.
It's now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francis.
Please, madam, you can't do that.
What do you expect me to do, vault over it?
Sorry, madam, no one is to be seated until the end of the first scene.
Now, don't make me livid. My friends will tell you when I'm livid, I'm not pretty. So don't make me livid. Will you unhand me? Or do you want me to call Rudolph Bing? He'll be livid, I warn you.
Madam, I'm only an usher.
What do you think I thought you were, the Bally Roost? Really? It's time enough for that sort of thing when the revolution comes, and not before.
Well, good night.
Good night. Is
If
it
you
over?
do meet
Oh, good night.
Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste.
I think I hear them. Stand hold. Who's there?
Friends to this
Pardon
crown
me.
and liegemen to the day.
Is this row C?
I don't know. Why don't you look at your ticket?
Communist?
If again this apparition comes, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, will not appear.
Sit down a while.
Really? Usher, where's my seat? Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? I should have to report you to somebody or other. All you have to do is stand there and look at the show, really. I've heard of such nonsense. Oh, hello, Xenia. How are you, darling? You look divine. Your hair's a much better color this year. And I love all that paste jewelry you're wearing. It's marvelous. Shall I see you later? 21, Stork Club.
Marcellus and
downstairs,
myself.
upstairs.
Then
Doesn't matter. Some people like it down.
These, break thee off.
Will you give this down,
When
Stork?
it comes again.
Now let's think. Shh, I want to hear this. Tell me, has John Gielgud been on yet?
Oh, darling, this isn't the John Gielgud Hamlet. This is Sir Lawrence Olivier's Hamlet.
Do you mean to say that divine John Gielgud isn't in this? My dear, I'm livid.
But, darling, there are 2 Hamlets this season.
2 Hamlets? Whatever for? Why, they'll be doing Shakespeare next. I'm livid.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than a fantasy? What
Oh, my
think you of?
darling. I haven't seen you since I got back from Paris, have I? Well, I want to tell you something. I met the most divine ship's officer on the Queen Mary. He was the most divine dancer. He danced like mad. He had the ship go slower so as we could have a few extra hours, and the captain was livid. Well, my dear, in the last night, I found myself up in the crow's foot with him. Well, of course, he's English. Oh, well, I wouldn't dream of letting him kiss me. He was a mere baby. But anyway, the ship gave a terrific lurch, and that was that. I was livid.
Thus, twice before, in jump at this dead hour with the marshal's stalk having gone by our watch.
In what particular sort of work, I know not. But in the growth and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Don't you just hate Hamlet? It's too revolting. They all talk like those dreadful fair dealers. I'm livid.
Madam, if you don't stop your talking, I'm going to have the usher change your seat.
Communist. I suppose you'd like to change the Constitution, wouldn't you? My dear, I get livid when I hear these Russians running down this country. I could spit. Who's coming in?
Darling, that's Sir Lawrence Olivier.
Huh?
It's Sir Lawrence Olivier.
Where's Vivian?
Two.
She was
solid flesh would melt.
Oh, this Oh, my dear, upon the most divine reducing belt in Paris. The flesh simply oozes off. Right, and all those things off your nose.
Against self-slaughter. Oh, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seemed to me all the use.
My dear, out his legs revolting. When I think of that divine John Gilgan, his divine legs, well, I'm livid. I don't really like cake here.
Things blank and gross in nature possess
What's this thing called? I haven't got my
But
glasses.
it should come to this. Within a month there, yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes. She married.
You know who's getting married?
It is not.
My dear, Nancy Hamilton. She's marrying that divine Roger Davis. He's got millions. Oh, my. Lucky gal, I would say. Lucky girl to get Roger Davis, don't you
My
think?
inky cloak, dear mother, nor customary suits of
Oh,
solemn
well.
black.
Oh, black's a wonderful color. They're wearing it in Paris and nothing but black. My dear, I have found...
Shades of grief with the note truly.
You! Hello there.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Oh, I know this.
Whether it is nobler in mind,
To be or not to be, that is the
slings of
question.
arrows about
Whether it is nobler with the slings of arrows
or
about
to take
raging,
arms against the
or to
sea
take
troubles
last
of
poor
their
Jorrocks.
bosom
I used to know him. On to the beach, dear. I used to do this in school, and I got a lot of laughs with it. I used to say to be or not to be. And then I'd go, oh, please. People yelled, and I did a very funny thing. I'd go, oh, and so somebody
Aye, there's the rub.
It's very amusing, I
But in
know.
that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal toil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity so life.
Darling, look here, dear. Can you lunch with me on Tuesday at the Marjorie? Can you can? Well, I can't.
pangs of death
Then
prized
what?
love.
Then you
The
can't.
Lord
Oh, my dear,
delay.
I've done every committee in town, of course. I have an awful lot of work
And
to
the
do.
spurns that
And of course,
patient
another
meditate
thing, I also
unworthy
about that
takes,
black dress.
when
and of
he
course,
himself
the girls
might
that
his
used to
white
wear.
eaters make
And if
with
you
a
were
bare
coming
bodkin.
now, for heaven's
Who?
sake, you could hardly hear yourself think.
He God.
Swearing, too. I think for heaven's sake, coming out of
See,
the house.
coming right down.
What's the matter? Is this the intermission? I love intermissions. Well, I'm going off to the powder room. Come on. One thing I...
Ah, there it is. That voice. That deeply lethal, penetrating voice. Dear lady, I haven't the honor of knowing you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Laurence Olivier,
Where's Viv?
and I would like to tell you that in my curious English fashion, I intended to play Hamlet in this theater tonight.
What, in the aisle? Really, Virginia. They ought to draw the line somewhere. Actors in the audience.
But I appear to be interrupting you.
Now that you mentioned, I did find it very difficult to talk.
Yes, I found it very difficult to talk too.
Well, it's one or the other.
Dear lady, would you do me a great, great favor?
Well, I've only got about $1.50.
I don't want you.
Oh, I suppose you mean lower my voice just a bit.
Oh, no, no, dear lady. I wouldn't be without your voice ever. It will haunt me for the rest of my life. Tell me, you go to every opening night, I suppose.
Oh, yes, I do. I'm expected, you know.
Good, and then I suppose you will be going to John Gielgud's opening night.
That I wouldn't miss for anything. But I'm finding it very difficult to get tickets.
Dear lady, here are 2 tickets for John Gielgud's opening night.
Why?
Front row, center. You will be there, won't
Yes,
you? And all your friends will be there, too.
Well, naturally they would.
And you will have a great deal to say to them.
Of course I will.
Dear lady, you have made a visiting Englishman very happy.
Well, that's funny. That's just what John Gielgud said to me when he gave me this seat for your opening.
Written by Moss Art for the show is on or remains one of the comedy highlights of Beatrice Lillie's career, but I'm certain that Hamlet's melancholia could have been cured by the 1952 Lincoln. If you haven't been to your dealers this week, if you haven't seen the beautiful new Lincoln for 1952, then make sure to see it this coming week. Lincoln for 1952 is the one fine car deliberately designed for modern living.
You're looking at the one fine car deliberately designed for modern living, Lincoln for 1952. This is a completely new concept of fine motoring, the forerunner of a new trend in driving and living. Entirely new, Lincoln for 1952 combines modern lines, luxury, functional beauty, with practical ideas such as a centralized gas cap, and down front visibility. And this is a triumph of engineering. Lincoln's entirely new high-compression V8 engine, bringing you more power than you may ever need. In every way, Lincoln for 1952 has been created for the American road with amazing handling ease. And all-around visibility. Be sure to see Lincoln for 1952 at your Lincoln dealers. Available in 2 incomparable series. The new 1952 Lincoln Cosmopolitan. And its companion, the new 1952 Lincoln Capri. The one fine car deliberately designed for modern living is Lincoln for 1952.
We're going to do something from inside USA. And I'd like you to meet, I told you about all of the authors who had collaborated in the Beatrice Lillie career. I'd like you to meet 2 of them. First, I'd like you to meet Howard Dietz. Howard, stand up there and let them see you, won't you, please? And his writing partner, Arthur Schwartz. Arthur, will you stand up there and let them see you? The reason I wanted to meet them right now, it was in the Dietz-Schwartz musical Inside USA that music lovers realized that the musical genius of her mother had trickled down to daughter Beatrice. Miss Lillie in that show not only exhibited, well, I suppose you could call it a mezzo-convulso of frightening range, but also conducted a choral group and a sensitive, industrial spiritual. Come, oh come to Pittsburgh. Music lovers, Maestro Lillie. Come on, let me hear it.
enough to set your mouth on fire.
And of course, smoke gets in leisure.
Come on, come to. Come where you can be found.
Come where the sun shines. Only within your heart. Quiet, do Come to the Allegheny soldering and smelting coal. And pork. To the Susquehanna, nuts and bolts and melting coal. And pork. Come where the Gethsemane Goblet Company blows your glass. Where the Petroleum Pipeline Institute distributes what is called natural gas. Natural gas. Off. Come to Pittsburgh. Come to Pittsburgh. Where the Raymond on the kilo, and the Raymond on the Stacy Holmes of England, where the Allegheny, Katie, and Stacy Holmes.
That, you can believe, was the choral number that persuaded Toscanini to retire from television. Of course, you recognize Les Compagnons de la Chanson. Well, Miss Lillie, while Bea Lillie is squaring herself with James Petrillo, they're going to sing a song about the French equivalent of King Cole. Oh, this king was a painter. He made weird paintings. He composed crazy music. Despite the fact that he had spent most of his life at war, he died very, very pleasantly. Ladies and gentlemen, my compagnons, here they are. Let's hear for them.
Le bon roi d'Agobert a mis sa culotte à l'envers. Mais ce que l'on ne sait pas, c'est que ce roi-là eut d'autres aventures plus belles, je vous le jure. Vous pouvez tous m'en croire, c'est comme ça qu'on écrit l'histoire. Le bon roi d'Agobert chantait des chansons à l'envers. Sur les routes de France, mille et une romances jaillissaient de lui, fraîches comme la pluie. Les oiseaux étonnés le prenaient pour Charles Trenet. Il peignait des tableaux, il était seul à trouver beau. La 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 la. De ces paysages, des chevaux sauvages parfois même s'échappaient. Le roi savait les rattraper. Un jour dans son palais, un valet voulait le voler. Au valet voleur, il dit va valeur, et dans mon seul bien, je ne risque rien. Et le vieux valet ballot avoua qu'il volait les vélos. Quand la guerre survint, il la repoussa mais en vain. Tous les chevaliers voulant guerroyer préféraient l'armure aux vertes ramures. On enferma le roi dans une tour au fond d'un bois. Et c'est là qu'il mourut, ce roi que nous avons bien connu. Sur sa tombe, je crois, le grand Saint-Roi écrivit ceci qui n'est pas précis. Dada, gogo, bébert, a mis son âme à l'univers.
I brought my compagnons up for this show from the Shoreham Hotel in Washington, where they are now starring. And down there, they did a number. Well, they did it on our show here a couple of weeks ago. We've had so many requests. Jean-Louis. Jean-Louis is the boss. He is the chairman of the group. And he was in the underground, too. We've had so many requests for that recording. You know you did on our show, Three Little Bells? Yes. Did you do that? Now, we was up in Boston this week, New Haven. They wanted to hear it. Janet Kern out in Chicago, big critic out there. She wanted to hear it. Would you sing it once again for us? Sure. Three Bells. This is their recording.
There's a village hidden deep in the valley, among the pine trees half fallen. And then on a sunny morning, little Jimmy Brown was born. So his parents brought him to the chapel when he was only 1 day old. And the priest blessed the little fellow Welcome, Jimmy, to the fold. Boom, 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 boom. All the chapel bells were ringing in the little valley town. And the song that they were singing was for baby Jimmy Brown. And the little congregation prayed for guidance from above. Into temptation, let this hour of meditation guide him with eternal love. There's a village hidden deep in the valley, beneath the mountains high above, and there, 20 years thereafter, Jimmy Brown was to meet his love. Many friends were gathered in the chapel, and many tears of joy were shed. In June on a Sunday morning, when Jimmy and his bride were wed, boom, 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 boom. All the chapel bells were ringing. It was a great day in his life. The song that they were singing was for Jimmy and his wife. And the little congregation prayed for guidance from above. Lead us not into temptation, lest all of this celebration may their lives be filled with love. From the village, deep in the valley, one rainy morning, dark and gray, a soul winged its way to heaven. Jimmy Brown had passed away. Silent people gathered in the chapel to say farewell to their old friend, whose life had been like a flower, burning, blooming, till the end. Boom, 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 boom. Just a lonely bell was ringing in the little valley town. Was farewell that it was singing to our good old Jimmy Brown. And the little congregation prayed for guidance from above. Lead us not into temptation, where his soul find the salvation of thy great eternal love.
Compagnons de la Chanson. Remember, in the musical At Home Abroad, Beatrice Lillie was discovered at the linen counter of a department store. Here is the scene.
Oh, would you mind holding these for me, please? Thanks very much. Shop? Clerk? Clock? Oh, dear, you gave me time to turn. I wonder if you can tell me if my order has gone off yet.
Well, not knowing what your order is, madam, I really couldn't say.
But I telephoned it to you this morning.
What name, madam?
Mrs. Blogden Blagg.
Mrs. Blogden Blagg.
No, Blagden Blogg.
Oh, Blagden Blogg. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Tell me, madam, have you an address?
Do I look as if I live in the open air? I gave a large order for sheets and tablecloths to be sent to Mrs. Blagden Blogg, Bacon Villa, Egham.
Egham?
I hope I speak plainly. Egg ham.
Oh, yes, I remember very well now, madam. I'm afraid that order won't go off till tomorrow morning. Now, is there anything further, madam?
Oh, yes, I want 2 dozen double damask dinner napkins, please.
I beg your pardon?
2 dozen double damask dinner napkins.
I'm sorry, madam. I didn't quite catch...
Now, look here, dinner napkins, you know.
Oh, yes, I understand. Quite, madam. Plain?
No, not plain at all. Dabble damask.
Madam, I'm sorry. Would you mind repeating the order once more? I'm not quite sure.
Yes. I want 2 dozen Dam and Duppet. I want two dozen Donald Dizzick, Dana Nipkins.
Dana Nipkins?
Yeah.
You mean dinner napkins?
That's what I said.
Oh, no, madam, you'll pardon me. You said Dana Nipkins.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I said dinner napkins and I meant Nana didn't. Nippy Dam. Well, I wish you wouldn't confuse me.
I'm very sorry, madam. And I understand exactly what you want. You want Dana Nipkins.
Yes.
Now, how many?
2 dozen.
Madam.
Oh, really? Look here, young man. Now, watch my lips.
Yes.
Now, you'll get it. Look. I want 2 dozen Damas dinner napkins. Got
Yes,
it?
but, yes, I have it, madam, but you don't want 2 dozen, you want 2 dozen.
I said 2 dozen. Well, they must be Darryl Zanuck.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm afraid we have nothing of that kind in stock.
Oh, Billy, but of all the fools, can't I find anyone with a modicum of intelligence in this store?
No, well, here's our Mr. Peters, madam. Maybe if you ask him,
How do you do?
How do I do what?
Can I be of any assistance, madam?
Well, I'm sorry to say it, but your assistant here doesn't appear to speak English. I am giving an order, but it might just as well be in Greek, for all he understands.
That's funny, but our Mr. Slaughter speaks Greek perfectly.
Really? Speak a bit.
Certainly. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta.
Yeah, well...
Allow me, madam. May I help you? You require?
Oh, yes, I want 2 dozen double double dinner napkins, please.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, can't you understand me?
Would you mind repeating that order?
I want 2 dozen.
2 dozen.
Didn't I say 2 dozen?
You said dozen, madam. But I understand what you mean.
I'm sure you do.
2 dozen. In other words, a double dozen.
That's it. Double doubles, dizzy knickers.
Pardon me, madam. You mean a double dozen, a double dabbit dinner napkin?
Do I?
You mean
Well,
double damask, sir?
I said double damask.
Just as you said it.
It's Dana Nipkins you require, madam?
Not at all. Dinner napkins?
I beg your pardon. How stupid of me. One gets confused.
Yeah.
Dippernankins, of course.
Dapperninkin.
Nippy Dankins.
I understand what you want, madam.
You do?
Would you repeat that order?
I want 2 dozen Dam and Dubbit dizzy napkins.
Allow me, madam. The lady requires 2 Dummen Dazen Dimmis Dunner napkins.
Dunner napkins, sir?
Certainly, 2 dizen.
You're not down to dizen at all. I don't want dizen. I want dozen dizen.
Quite so. Quite so, madam, if I may say so.
Oh, you can say it.
We are getting confused, splitting it up, as it were.
Yeah, we are, aren't we?
The full order is 2 dozen dibble double ninnerduckin.
No,
Excuse me, sir. No, it's 2 dumb and dabble
No,
dimmick dizzy napkins.
Dizen
no,
double.
just a second.
No,
now,
just
look here. Would you mind?
Sir.
Look, remind me to have that straightened, will
2
you?
dozen dimmick. No, it's 2 dozen dummy. It's 2 dummy dimmick. 2 dozen dimmick. 2 dimmick. Now,
No,
2
look,
dimmick.
quiet. I want 2 dams.
Madam, please, your language.
Oh, well, give me a box of Kleenex.
And now let's take another look at the one fine car deliberately designed for modern living. Lincoln for 1952. Make sure to see it in person this week at your Lincoln dealers.
Now, for the first time, an automobile manufacturer presents the one fine car deliberately designed for modern living. Lincoln for 1952 in its 2 incomparable series, Cosmopolitan and Caprice. Your Lincoln dealer invites you to visit his showroom for personal inspection of America's most dramatically new fine car. Isn't it a beauty? Remember, it's all new. You're looking at the car that couldn't be built before Lincoln's new advances in metal engineering. Take a good look at that luxurious, roomier Lincoln interior that was designed to relax in. Those upholstery materials are in keeping with the all-new modern automobile they decorate. The appointments are designed for style and convenience. Outside, too, convenience is a keynote for Lincoln, even to its fueling, centralized and hidden. You'll want to look over this new modern car from every angle. And most of all, you'll want to drive it. On the road, Lincoln for 1952 has all the answers. Style, power, ease of handling, the kind of performance that only a completely new fine car can give. Everywhere you look, you'll find a new approach. The way this brake pedal is suspended, leaving the floor completely clear. Here's something worth looking at, or rather looking through. Ever enjoy visibility like this? Now, just the slightest touch on the accelerator pedal and you're off. Because under this hood you have new power teamed with hydromatic drive as standard equipment. Here it is, a complete new V8 engine with overhead valves, premium product of the men who have built more V8 engines than all other car makers combined. A high compression ratio, greater horsepower, a power plant made possible by advances in the whole science of metal, design, and production. This is the engine that gives you a perfect balance of performance and economy with more power than you may ever need. Your Lincoln dealer cordially invites you to see Lincoln for 1952 in its 2 incomparable series, the new Lincoln Cosmopolitan, and its companion, the new Lincoln Capri. You will agree that Lincoln for 1952 is the one fine car deliberately designed for modern living.
Boy, and wait until you see that Lincoln close up. Honestly, that is something extra special. I want you to drop in and see it Wednesday. Now, I talked to a lot of performers about this, and they all agree that the most trying night in the life of a star is opening night on Broadway, not because of the critics, Dick Watts or Brooks Atkinson or Bob Coleman or John Chapman, but because there's a curious cult of pests who insist on rushing backstage to add to the star's exhaustion. So now here's a typical opening night, a typical exhausted star after the performance, and here the scene opens.
Thanks, you've all been so sweet. Now, would you please wait a moment while I change? I won't keep you a moment. Oh, thank heavens, that's over. Oh, Miss Bowery, you were wonderful, just too wonderful. Oh, thank heavens, it's all over. These first nights are deadly. Oh, what an audience. Why, we took 7 curtain calls. Oh, Sarah, now don't let a soul in until I change. Barry. Why, it's that Miss Nancy Fix-It. Don't let her in above all people.
Oh, my darling, my angel, my sweet, you're absolutely divine. You were simply wonderful. I really must kiss you. Oh. You're wonderful, I must say.
Thanks. Won't you sit down?
Yeah, thanks. My dear, the show was simply wonderful. I'm sure it's a hit. And your clothes, you look divine. Everybody was simply thrilled to tears. Heavens, look at my face. I'm a wreck. How are you? My dear, I'm simply wringing wet from excitement. I feel as if I played the whole show, every number. Move over, darling. I'm exhausted. Oh, my goodness, don't you just adore theater dressing tables, everything to put on your face. Darling, you're coming to my party tonight, aren't you? Oh, what lovely roses. Who from? Oh, me. Hiya, darling.
Darling, didn't you think the music was marvelous?
Yes, I did. Wonderful. But come to my party tonight, aren't you, darling?
No, I'm afraid I can't, dear. I'm simply worn out.
Oh, my dear, you promised. Well, I'm having 6 piano players and about 50 people. You only have to do about 6 or 7 numbers. Come on, darling.
Dear, I told you. We've got a matinee tomorrow. I really don't
Don't
think I
that,
should.
darling. If you don't come, I'll kill myself. I'll actually kill myself. Paul said he'd take you home.
All right, then very well for a little while.
All right, darling. Hand me my bag, will you? I'm exhausted. La-da-dee, that candle. What are you doing?
Looking for your bag.
Oh, here it is. These actresses, I can't make them out.
Nancy, what about the show, dear?
Oh, the show.
Did you like the maypole number?
Maypole number? What maypole number? In this show? I didn't see it.
In the first act.
Oh, we didn't get here for that. We got here at the intermission. Wonderful intermission. Absolutely marvelous. Dripping with ermine, my dear. I saw Paul in the box with that dreadful Ruth Jenkins. She looks like something out of the good earth. Oh, my dear. What a cute little brush. This is sweet. What do you use it for?
I use it on my face.
Oh, you do?
By the way, Nancy, how was my face?
Oh, it was marvelous. You look wonderful. But what happened to your makeup, for goodness sake? Here.
Well, I don't know.
Well, my dear, look, take your eyes now, for instance. They're much too light. I'd put a line, but oh, I'm sorry, darling. But there you are. It gives you more character, doesn't it?
Maybe you're right.
Yes, dear.
Oh, Nancy, how did you like my circus number?
I thought the horse was wonderful. How you got the horse to count up to 10, there was. That was absolutely marvelous. Do you know what I liked? That Louisiana shuffle number. That southern thing.
Well, which one do you mean?
Well, where you did the double shuffle thing. You went, yeah, 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 yeah. It was awfully good.
Nancy.
You asked me, that was the best thing in the whole show and the best thing you've ever done.
Nancy.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't in that number. That was Helen Henderson.
Well, then what's happened to her hair, for goodness sake?
I don't know. Oh, did you notice mine?
Yes, I did, dear, and I wouldn't worry at all because I know the very man who'll fix you up in no time.
What do you mean?
Oh, darling, for those gray streaks.
Gray, but I haven't got any gray.
Well, maybe nobody else noticed it, but you know me, old Hawkeye. I see everything. And you had too much color on your cheeks. I made the same mistake in that show I was in called Rosettes of 1920 to 1950. My dear, Ethel came back and told me about it.
Ethel who?
Barrymore. She's awfully good on makeup.
Not bad on acting either.
Not bad, but it's mostly the makeup, don't you think? Now tell me, is this the blue you use?
Oh, yes, yes. The same blue that Lynn Fontaine uses.
Oh, I like him. That's very good. Darling, where's your lip rouge?
Oh, right there on the table. Nancy.
Yeah?
Do you really think they liked it?
Like what?
The show!
What show? Oh, the show! Oh, my dear, it was wonderful. Did you see me in the audience? I was in the second row. Did you see me?
No.
Well, I waved my fan. Darling, and I sat right next to the Aga Khan. That gives you an idea. Well, some talk about a yacht went on.
Was there any talk about the show?
Oh, yes, my dear. There was talk, chatter, and talk. Yes, it was. They said absolutely loved your ballet number. Do you know the Aga Khan shouted, bravo?
Really?
I told him it should be brava for a woman. Can you imagine a millionaire and doesn't even know Greek?
Nancy,
yes?
How did I look in the ballet?
Oh, wonderful. Just wonderful. You know, you made me think of Pavlova, actually. So I just closed my eyes and thought of Pavlova all through the number. Oh, my dear. Is this the dress you wore in that French number?
It is.
Don't you think it's a little too young for you?
Nancy, I'm supposed to look like a young girl.
Don't bother with that. You want to look smart, don't you? I take that off. And I take these off. There you are. Now it's a different dress.
It certainly is. Don't you think I should have my dress slit up the side to show my legs?
No. Oh, it's so charming. I'm delightful. My voice teacher says I'm another Lily Pond.
Oh, completely.
And my dear, speaking of ponds, I've had the most amazing offer to pose for their cold cream. And all I have to give the man is $5,000. Isn't it thrilling? I should be in all the magazines, Town and Country, Swan and Edgar, Stag and State,
but what about
Jack and
the
Charlie.
show? Nancy, well, what do you think about the fight that Helen and I did in the Apache scene?
I didn't think it was bad at all, but it was too long. Oh, did you see the fight I did last year in the Milk Fund?
Milk Fund?
Yeah, that thing of Shakespeare's.
Not Hamlet.
No, not that one. This one began with an A. Oh, yes, Othello. Well, now, in that, I had to fight with Pearl Peyton, the big horse. She's miles stronger than I am. I'll show you a wonderful way to throw Helen.
I told you I'm very tired. I'm simply worn out. You don't
right
have to trouble at all.
Oh, it's no trouble to me. Look, it's called nothing.
Nancy, I told you,
Just
dear.
stand there, quite quiet. Go on, I can take the arm. Down she goes. Oh, come on, get up. There's no time to rest, darling. Come to the party. A Marine taught me how to do that. Well, come on, darling. Everybody will be waiting. Don't just lie there. For goodness sake, Nancy, hurry up.
The girl who played the part of the star